Hi guys, it's Lynn here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Now in this video, I'm going to be harvesting 3 different types of Echinopsis cactus plant seeds. And these are seeds from our own plants. And this one here is actually a bit of a mystery because this one is from a Echinopsis that I got a few years ago now from a charity shop. And I have no idea what it is, but it has a lovely white flower. And because I can't ID it, obviously, because a lot of Echinopsis have a lot of white flowers and they do look very similar, I've just called this one Echinopsis Thrift Shop. And obviously the date I'm going to be harvesting. Now this one here is from our Echinopsis cactus, and it's a beautiful cactus, has also a lovely white flower, but a much smaller white flower than this Echinopsis mystery one does. And this had a lovely seed pod here. I'm very excited to harvest that. And then the third one is our Echinopsis oxygona. And this has come from seed. The Echinopsis oxygona is Hansi's plant that he brought over from Sweden. It has a gorgeous lilac-y pink colour flower, absolutely beautiful. And if you want to see what the seeds have come from, the particular plant that this has come from, links up above to that video of the Echinopsis oxygona in flower. It has the most gorgeous lilac bloom, and this isn't from that actual flower. This is from when it was flowering earlier on, a couple of months ago, and it flowered beforehand, and it formed a lovely flower, and we pollinated it and it's produced seeds. And if you want to know how to pollinate Echinopsis cactus flowers to get seed, links up above to a video I've made on how to pollinate Echinopsis cactus flowers to produce seed. And this is the result, guys. And you'll know when the seed is ready to harvest because they form within not that long after being pollinated. The flower will actually die back. It will go brown and sort of go very crispy, but the flower head will still remain on the cactus. And then the base of where the flower was will start to swell up. And really within a week or two, it will form into a little fruit. And the fruit will get bigger and bigger. And it can take up to 3 months for the fruit to be ready to harvest. And you'll know when they're ready to harvest because it will go into a very sort of soft fruit. When the fruit is green and firm, it's not ready to harvest yet. But when it goes sort of very soft, you touch it and it feels very much like a berry. You'll know it's ready to harvest then, and it should also pull off very easy from the cactus. And sometimes, as in very common with Echinopsis cactus fruits, the fruit actually does burst open at the time when it's ready to be ripe, as in this case here. This is the fruit, as you can see. That's how it looked like on the actual cactus, and it's very, you press it, it's very soft and spongy, just like a nice sort of grape, not an overripe grape, but a grape when it's ready to eat. And that's the consistent, the texture, or the feel, I should say, you want when it comes to harvesting these fruits. And it's the same with all types of Echinopsis. They all produce the same. Sometimes some will be more redder fruit and some will be more greener, but they're all the same as in how they feel when they're ready to harvest. In this case, this had actually burst open while it was on the plant, as you can see there, and that's why I'm going to show you a little bit on how to actually harvest this particular one, because when I was going to do this video, I was going to actually show the whole process of taking it from the cactus, but this one also sort of burst open, and so did the oxygona one. So I just took the pods off and literally it just all came out. But I've left these two because I'm going to show you how to do it here. So this is a little small one here. This is Echinopsis cactus, and again, little fruit pod there, as you can see, and pulled it off. Now what you have to do here is, if the fruit is ready so the seed is ready for harvesting, it does come away pretty easy. But with some Echinopsis, depending on the size of the fruit, this is quite a big one, so there might be a lot of fruit. I should say, a bit of fruit in here. So this is where you need to dry this out onto a paper towel. With this one here, with the oxygona, the fruit had dried almost into like a hard dry. We cracked open the seed pod, and all the seed just sort of fell out, and there was very little pulp, a bit of pulp, but not much. As you can see, the brown bit says the result of the pulp left, but there wasn't too much on that, and there won't be too much with this one, but there is going to be with this one because it's a bigger fruit. And then I'm going to show you then how to spread it out onto the paper towel. So this one is pretty much done, and that one all is just going to be then put into this little bag, and I've dated the bags there and obviously what type of cactus it is. And this is going to be the next one. It's going to be easy to do. I'm going to show you 3 sort of different examples, because sometimes the fruit, as you say, it would just be dry enough, it will come out pretty easy, and other times it has usually, this is how they usually are with the pulp inside. And this is this little one here. So now, as I say, very small fruit on this, so this should be easy enough. Just a case of just cracking open, and the seeds would just all fall out here. And I've done quite a few different videos on how to harvest different types of cactus seeds. So this isn't necessarily an in-depth how-to video. It really does depend on what type of cactus you've got. But I'm just going to finish off, as you can see there, there's a little bit of seed in there. Scrape it off. Can't do this with one hand. And I'm going to show you when it's all emptied out, just gently scraping the seed out of this seed pod here. But the seed pod is dry, there's not really any flesh in here, it's dried up, so this is going to be an easy one just to take the seed. And I'm going to show you when it's done. That's all the Echinopsis Cactus seeds all harvested there, and that's the little remains of the seed pod there, so that can just go into the compost bin. And then now the next one here. Now this is the one that's going to be a little bit more difficult, because most of the time when you harvest Echinopsis seeds, as I say, they usually do have more of a lot of pulp in the fruit, as in this case here. And some of the seeds have fell out already. But what I've got here, you need to use a paper towel to absorb the fruit. And in this case, I've got this lovely little cactus and succulent, lovely little serviette paper towel here. And what you want to do is spread that out here. Now what you want to do then is put the fruit on, and you want to, obviously the first thing to do is to gently get as much out as you can with your hands, because a lot of the seed will fall out. But as you can see there, there's pulp here, and this, if you should just put that into a paper envelope or into a plastic bag, so for when you're ready to sow the seeds, it will go mouldy. So it's really important that you do remove the pulp from the fruit. Don't just go ahead, if you're sowing seeds straight away, don't just, as you can see there with the pulp, just put it onto the top of the soil, because this will definitely go mouldy. So it's important that you do separate the pulp from the seeds, and you also let the pulp completely dry out as well. As long as the pulp is totally dry and removed as much as possible from the seeds, and the seeds are totally dry, there should not be mould forming on your seeds, and certainly not even when you sow the seeds. But you know, it's very important that it is dried. So this is what I'm going to be doing with this one. In this case, I'm just going to carry on doing this, and I'm going to be spreading. What you need to then is spread this out. As I say, a dry paper towel is the best thing, because it's absorbent, so it'll absorb the pulp. And just want to gently separate the seeds with your finger like that. And I'm going to be doing this, and then show you what it's like when it's all done. There you go, guys. That's all the seed harvested here onto the paper towel, and obviously the ones that just fell out on themselves. And that's the little empty seed pod there, all completely emptied. So obviously these seed pods just going to go into the compost bin. I'm going to be then allowing this paper towel to completely dry out, so the seeds are totally dry and there's no wet pulp. And then after that, I'm going to be gently loosening the seeds off the paper towel and then putting them into the little bags. And the same with these two here. These are ready to do now, but I wait and do them all together. And what I use, I mean, it can be a little bit difficult sometimes when you're putting the seeds into the bags. You can either use paper envelopes or little plastic bags. In this case, I like to use little baggies. If you're not sowing the seed straight away, it's important that you do keep the seed in a dry and cool place, away from direct sunshine and heat, and away from damp. So because I'm putting these into little plastic bags, it's important that the seed is completely dry, because even a tiny bit of pulp or damp in there could cause mould. And this is important. And cactus seeds can keep up to several years if they're kept in the right conditions. So there's no mad panic to have to get sowing them straight away. As this case here, it's October, and we do have special grow lights to grow seeds during the winter months. And we may sow some seeds in the winter, but not quite sure when, or we may wait till the spring now. So we're going to be keeping these in these little baggies, and then they're all safe till we're ready to sow them. And if you want to know how to grow cactus from seed, please do check out a video I've made on how to grow cactus from seed. Links up above. It's a lot of fun, guys. And what I do here, now this is how I find an easier method of, obviously, with this case, you just put the seed into the bag. And I wouldn't recommend doing this outside because a bit of wind, the seed can blow away like dust. Tricky enough to get them into the little bags and even the envelopes. I find a little funnel here, which I use here. And that is just something to hold the funnel in. I put the little baggie in, which I'm going to be doing here now. These are ready, as I say, to actually put in now. Just something to support it. This is just a good tip here, one of these little funnels. But you can use whatever method works. And then here, loosening all the seeds. Just find this works a treat. And I'll just show you with this one, and then tipping all that in there, because it can be tricky enough. And then just loosen up any other little seeds here. It just goes straight down the little chute. These little funnels you can get from most chemists or aromatherapy type of shops. I use this for my aromatherapy, so these work out well. Just check there's no other seed, and there you go. All in the little baggie. And it's all labelled. So that's the first one, and I'm going to do this one. This is the Echinopsis oxygona. Now that's the paper towel with all the seeds on now. The seeds are completely separated from the pulp, and the pulp is completely dried. So these, as you can see, all the seeds come away very loosely when you rub your finger on them, and they're going to be putting them now onto the bowl, ready to put into the little bag. There we go, that's them all taken off the paper towel into the little dish, and now I'm going to be put them into the little bag. Loosen up any left. Here, and there you go. That is 3 lovely seeds, different types of Echinopsis seeds, and probably be sowing these now in the springtime. And I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And as I say, if you want to know how to pollinate Echinopsis cactus flowers to get seed, do check out the video links above. And also how to grow cactus from seed. Links also will be up above on the little information sign. Click on that and it should be on there. And also at the end of this video on the end annotations. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you want to know a little bit more on how to grow cacti and succulents, do check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com. I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of cactus power from across the Emerald Isle. And until the next video, bye.